Guys, we talk a lot over here about, what are we expecting from the future of the Real House of New Jersey. We talk a lot about, people like Teresa Giudice and Melissa Gorga because those are where the rumors are like usually going. But I wanted to talk a little bit about Miss Jennifer Aydin today, okay? She is talking about certain things, reactions with fans, relationships, her new podcast. And I wanted to talk a little bit about Miss Jennifer in general. All right. But before we start, welcome back. I'm the real Andy of Beverly Hills. Welcome to another piece of tea. Make sure to subscribe right now because over here we talk about Bravo every single day. So make sure to hit that notification bell and let's talk about this mess. All right, guys. So, um, I have said it many times before. Jennifer Aydin has been one of my favorite housewives in housewife history. She has always been able to keep it real. She has always been able to put her whole life out there. One of the things that I respect on a real housewife is when they don't live just for the camera. They are so authentic that they are just who they are, and they just put everything out there, the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know, she has have to fight with people coming after her, her parents, her kids, her husband, her everything, over and over and over out of jealousy or whatever you want to call it, and she has always have a strong presence. She has always put, her face high, her head high, and take everything as it comes. She's not afraid of being who she is, and that is, something that is missing in a lot of housewives around the world. Um, I I'm the first person to always say I really hope that when the Real Housewife of New Jersey is back, that Jennifer Aydin will be part of the cast because this is what we want. We want realness. We want people with money. We want people who are able to have a luxury lifestyle, and we want people who are not afraid to be themselves. In this case, Jennifer Aydin just, have all of that. And I think, the times that we have seen Jennifer being like aggressive or whatever has always been a response of how people are treating her. And I am the kind of person who will always say, if you poke a bear and poke a bear and poke a bear, don't go around crying when the bear wakes up, and shove your head. You know what I mean? So I really hope that Bravo is doing the right thing, and doing the right choices and bring Jennifer back in some capacity for the next season of the Real House of New Jersey. Now she is talking, a little bit. She did an interview, but she talked a little bit about. Oh yeah, she was on the Angelina Pivarik's podcast last week, and she talked about a little bit of everything. So I want to read you what she said. She teased that there is going to be a new podcast coming, and explain why a particular fan actually upset her, She says, I will stop traffic to give you a picture. I'm in the parking lot picking up my son and kids. Will always walk by and they'll be like, hey, Jennifer. And they'll say, if they say that they're a fan, I will always say, you want a picture. She says that she doesn't mind when fans approach her, even if she's out to dinner with her family, which I have actually present many times. She is the kind of person who will literally have a conversation to every single one of her fans. She will take a picture with absolutely everyone and she will be very nice to absolutely everyone. According to Jennifer, there has been only one instance in which she found herself annoyed with one of her admirers. She says, the only time I have ever got mad was when I was at Jersey Shore. I have a condo and I was sleeping on the beach, sleeping like I'm sleeping, and I'm in the sun and I'm getting my tan on and I feel a big shadow. and it was one of the guys who worked there. And she says, Jennifer described him as really nice, and she says, and he was like, "Hey Jen, can you take a picture with this guy?" She says, I was just shocked. I was like, dude, I will never go up to somebody who is sleeping. That's a bold move. That's a whole other level. But I was nice. I'm like, you know what? It's just 2 minutes of my life. I'll make them happy. Well, Jennifer hasn't always been a fan favorite. She suggested she's often misunderstood due to her portrayal on the show. She says, you seeing us on the show is basically a screenshot of a much bigger picture. And there is so much more than meets the eye. But if you want to take that to the bank, no problem. That's why I like first hand experiences. I just feel like you catch more bees with honey in life. Um, she also says that she does need to work on some things. She says, I'm actually trying to work on thinking before I speak because in this industry, it's not always received well and sometimes taken out of context. She says my most popular. Well, she's talking about the show. She says my most popular scene is me getting totally drunk and being carried out at Teresa's backyard, which really, like in the moment, I thought was one of my worst moments. But now, in hindsight, I look back and I'm like, damn, that was TV gold because that was all real. I agree with her. Honestly, that's one of my favorite parts. Honestly, until this day, I still want to just go out and party with Jennifer and Bill. Like, party, party. She also says in the interview that she's going to be having a new podcast. She describes it as a modern day Oprah meets Ellen Jennifer style. It's called TV Gold because I feel that's what I am. I feel like I am a great storyteller. I have a way to articulate things in a way that makes people understand. I want to talk about things that are relevant in pop culture, relevant in headlines, the news. So I'm going to talk about what's in the headlines: health, wellness, beauty. I'm going to interview my husband, somebody. Well, I'm going to interview my husband. Anyways, it's also going to be inside to me. People have seen me on the show. They show me one way. This will be a non-edit, unfiltered version of me where it's just funny and lighthearted. I'm going to stay away from religion and politics unless it's talking about I talk about my spirituality a lot, but that's because it's me. It's me personally. I don't like to push it on anybody. I love that idea. I think that Jennifer has so much to offer. And I have had the pleasure to meet Jennifer and her family, and they are one of the most kindest people, beautiful people that I have met. Her mom is literally like a little ball of sunshine. It's such she has such a beautiful energy. Her brothers are amazing. The whole family, and look, I'm a big person who believes in like energies and really an empath to all of other people. So like when I see this beautiful energy, like I know that it's real. I know what these people are really all about, and that's why I love them so much. So, anyways, I'm here. So let me know what you guys think on the comments below. Will you be listening to Miss Jennifer Aydin new podcast? Do you want her back on the next season of The Real Houses of New Jersey? Let me know. And if you want to get all the tea related to the show or any of the other Bravo shows, make sure to like this video, share this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you around. See ya. Bye.
Welcome to the Real Andy of Beverly Hills Show.